So this is my yard where I buck and split most of my firewood for the challenge. And you can see you produce a lot of chips when you're bucking by it with an axe. And that's a big criticism people have of doing the cordwood challenge, is that you're quote-unquote wasting a lot of wood. But I think one of the things you should notice is very quickly, if you do a lot of bucking, you're going to be producing easily 50% of your notch is great big chips that are really easy to pick up, especially if you have them in a yard like this. And so you can pick those up, and those are kindling, right? They dry very quickly, and those can all be salvaged. But I'm not planning on picking up these chips, because the reason I bucked all these logs right here is because I am planning on collecting all of these chips into a large bed of chips right here and inoculating that bed with Winecap Mushroom spawn, which is actually already inoculated into the mulch over here around these trees and underneath the leaf mold piles here. So I have a use for the chips. I'm planning on having these chips produce edible mushrooms for me. So, but you could easily turn, at least half these chips into kindling with a very easy collection. It would not take long to collect the bulk of the big chips. So you waste less wood than people seem to think. This is a cord's worth of chips, and it's not remotely. This is like maybe half an hour's worth of work to collect, 50% of these that are big enough. All of the ones that are big enough to turn into kindling, you could easily collect in half an hour, no problem. So this is my little area where I did all that hewing on the shed, and this is a pile of chips. A little hard to see under the snow and the leaves, but this is just a huge pile of wood chips, about, I don't know, 10 by 10 inside this cribbing. And I have inoculated this with the Winecap mushroom, which is how I know that it will work. But unfortunately, I never harvest these mushrooms because I never get out here at the moment when they are ready. And I do harvest a few. I've had a few pounds, but that's one of the things I'm excited about, is I can harvest way more mushrooms by having that chip bed right near my kitchen door. This is just going to be sort of a nursery for Winecaps, because one of the things I can do is this bed will continue to produce essentially spawn for years for me, I think, given the mass of chips that are here and the size of the chips and the aggressiveness. And you can also see the mycelia are like eating into all these oak leaves and maple leaves that are on the ground. And so this is an environment that they really like. It's just not an environment that is good for harvesting mushrooms realistically for us. Here's another one. You can just kind of see it's just a rotten former mushroom, and that's fine. So basically all I can do with this is harvest the chips that are full of mycelium. It's, I can go in here and find like a nice, really well colonized piece of wood chip like that, or this, or even like just dig this hole. See, that's all the Winecap mycelium. I can just bring that home and, inoculate a bed near my house. And so that's something I'm planning to do, and that's one of the reasons I'm really interested in the cordwood challenge. is, well, there's a lot of reasons I'm interested in the cordwood challenge, but one benefit to me that I can see is if I buck a bunch of wood up over by my house, I'm going to have a big pile of wood chips over there that I can then turn into a bunch of winecap beds, or a big winecap bed that will be some place that I can walk past every day and say, oh, there's some winecaps fruiting, I'm going to harvest those. Which is realistically not something I can do with this bed because I just don't have time to come out here all the time. You know, every day, every morning, or after every rainstorm to look to see if these are fruiting. So here we are, and but they like it here. This is, in fact, this is the kind of environment they prefer according to the instructions from Fungi Perfecti, and they really do like it here, and they are doing very well, especially given the incredible drought we had this year. But it doesn't work for our lifestyle, so I need to move some of these closer. All right.